Tom is a store-based retail professional. His team leader watched and listened as he helped a customer interested in outdoor clothing. During a break, they chat through this most recent customer interaction. Hey, all right, Tom.
Hi, Nick. You all right?
Yeah. How's it going?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Hey, I was watching and listening to you with that customer back there. Yeah, how did it go? Tom is encouraged to think back on how he managed this customer's experience, and through his coach's good questions, he celebrates where he did well in following the company's customer experience guidelines. And these successes will become the continue-tos for his action plan.
Yeah, it went okay,
Yeah. In what way was it okay?
Well, I greeted her quite quickly, and I smiled.
Yeah, you had a big smile, yeah. So, this is the celebration phase of Continue and Begin Fast Coaching. Yeah, that was cool, wasn't it? You were really prompt.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do a Continue and Begin.
Okay.
Yeah. So, let's think back to your customer experience training. Which elements do you think you were able to exhibit with that particular customer? So you've acknowledged promptly, you smiled. What else did you do well?
She was after a particular product, so I explained to her about the brands that we have in the shop, and then I showed her where the product display was.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, okay, all right. So again, let's think back to your training program. Which elements, what else did you do well, do you think, in that conversation?
Well, she was asking a lot of questions about sizing and things like that, so I kind of listened to what she had to say, and then I kind of recommended that potentially she should maybe get two pairs of trousers, just in case, depending on what she's wearing underneath and things like that.
Okay, that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, sometimes it depends what undergarments people are wearing, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, right. Well, that's great. And tell me something else. What else do you think? What were you pleased with?
Well, she was concerned about the price.
Okay.
She thought it was a little bit too expensive, and I kind of explained to her about the breathable fabric that this particular product has, and the benefits that has.
The benefits,
and she seemed to kind of get it a bit more, understand a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. Tell me something else that you were pleased with. Think back to your customer experience training.
I don't.
Final part.
The clothes. The clothes, yeah. I managed to get the sales through.
And how did you do that? What did you say to the customer?
I just simply said, would you like to take it to the till?
Hey, how about that? Yeah, it doesn't have to be complicated, does it? You've done all the hard work, and it's very, very simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she bought the product?
And she bought the product.
Hey, how about that? So with the celebration phase completed, we make a note of these successes, and it can be formal or informal, and we can help the coachee feel good about those things they are already doing well in their professional role. So we've got some fantastic continue-tos. All of them relate back to the customer experience training program that you went on, so congratulations on that. How do you feel about that?
Great.
All right.
Yeah, I really feel good about it.
Yeah, and quite right too. Yeah. With the coachee now feeling empowered and resourceful, we can move on to the change part of Continue and Begin Fast Coaching. And what we're going to do is help the coachee identify some begin-tos that they'd like to explore. Now, let's have a think about next time in similar circumstances. What do you think you might do a bit differently that would make your performance even more elegant, even more professional than just then? What do you think you might want to do a little bit differently?
Well, I suppose I could have actually taken her to the product.
There we are.
I just pointed.
Yeah.
And as soon as I pointed, I knew.
You knew straight away, did you?
I just thought, no, that's not a good thing to do. But I kind of, that's something I do every time now.
Yeah.
I just take them straight to the product. We can talk in front of it as well.
There we are. Okay. So, and it makes life a lot easier having a conversation about the product when you're in front of the product together, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, is it about making that habit?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. Let's think about one more thing that you might want to do a little bit differently next time. Think about the customer experience training, get to the till.
Well, I didn't explain the returns policy.
Oh, how about that? Okay.
Yeah, no, I missed that one.
Is that something you want to work on?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's an important part. It's an important part of the
the
process.
Yeah. In Continue and Begin, we reinforce the ambitions the coachee has identified. So we're going to summarise the begin-tos and make sure they are specific. Okay, so we've got 2 begin tos. Let's remind ourselves, what are they?
Well, they're taking the customer to the product,
Yeah, walking with the customer.
walking with the customer, and then there's the returns
And
policy,
the
explaining the
returns
returns policy.
There we
to the
go.
customer.
All right, that would be fabulous, wouldn't it? What a difference that would make, just making those 2 small changes. We have begin tos identified. That's helpful. So now I'm going to ask the coachee how they're going to implement these. Do they need help, or can they do this on their own? So what has to happen for you to be able to do that, to walk with the customer to the displays? Is that something you need any help with, or is that something you do on your own?
No, I don't think so. I think that's just natural now. I think I'll definitely do that.
Just remember to do it, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes
definitely.
we forget to remember things, you know. Let's make it a habit.
Yeah.
And the returns policy, what has to happen for you to be able to do that?
Well, with the returns policy, I basically just forgot. Okay. So I think probably one of the best things that I could do is maybe put a little note on the till, or just something just to remind me every time.
Something to remind you every time. All right. Okay. Hey, look, we've got a great plan. We've got a fabulous list of continue tos. We've got a couple of begin tos there. So with the change plan worked out, it's now time for the final part of continue and begin fast coaching. Commit. We start by exploring the feeling benefit and the inner motivation stimulated by achieving these new ambitions. We can ask the coachee how they're going to feel when they have these new begin tos up and running. So when you've got those 2 begin tos in place, walking with the customer and completing the returns policy conversation, what's that going to do for you? How are you going to feel when you're doing those 2 extra things really well?
Well, I'm going to feel good. It's complete then, isn't it? And the complete customer experience really for them.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's about the customer's experience. That's what this whole thing's about, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Okay. And you like those feelings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's good feeling.
Okay. And now, with feeling leverage established, we can check the true commitment of the coachee to implementing their action plan begin tos. All right. So, I've got to ask you, those 2 begin tos, is that something you're going to do, or has this just been a nice conversation?
I'm definitely going to do it. Yeah, definitely going to do it.
All right. Well, look, I'm around for the rest of the day, in fact, the rest of the week. So you fancy meeting up at close of business today, and we can have a chat about how you've been getting on with those 2 begin tos?
Yeah, that'd be great.
And the continue tos, let's make sure we continue to exhibit those fabulous parts of the customer excellence training program.
Yes.
You happy with that?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, do that.
All right, lovely. Hey, do you fancy a bit of lunch?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go.